Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In today's video, I'm going to show you my Mekkatorque team that's using Frost as the damage dealers, and it's kind of like my 6th team, so a little bit more budget team as I don't have Vitar. However, I'm doing over 250 million, so this video might be helpful for lots of you. And there's a secret weapon in there. There's an epic that does a great job, so let me show you the team. Before I jump into the video, as always, I do want to mention that if you want to support me as a content creator, you can use code OddOne that you see over there at the top. Make sure you use capitals. You can find it in the events tab, bonus event over there behind me. If you click it, there should be a link over here, right? That says link to content creators. If you click this one, it should take you over here and you can put code OddOne, link invitation code. You're going to get these rewards instantly. And then afterwards, you should be getting in your inbox a Hero Light, some more War Model, and some other free stuff. So if you do support, I really appreciate it. If this link doesn't work, there's going to be a link in the description that you can use. But let's have a look at the team that I'm talking about. It's more of a budget team, but it's not necessarily free-to-play friendly team, I guess. I mean, it's free-to-play friendly if you get all the heroes, but the team is using Velocia as the support in there. Then we are using Losenia. Then Okadir is really good in here. Then we are using Oster as the main damage dealer. If you don't have Oster, if you have Vitar, you would put Vitar instead of Oster. One quick note, make sure you put Vitar exactly in this spot. The reason for that is when she does her battle skill, it has like 3 squares that it shoots only straight forward. So if she's here, he's gonna shoot all of these 6 magic balls, whatever they're called. I keep calling them balls. What are they called? Projectiles. Okay, it's gonna shoot all of those projectiles and it's gonna do a ton of damage to them. And secret weapon, so to speak, is going to be Gum, right? I'm not sure exactly where we get him from. He used to be part of the Famiander reward, but he's extremely good in this team for several reasons, right? But the main reason is going to be his battle skill. If you remember or if you've seen my burn team that's using OddOneGaming, right? OddOneGaming is kind of like a secret over there, or not necessarily secret, but like he's the cheat code. Same way we have Gum in here that puts that blind. Reason why this one's so good is because what blind does, if you check the boss's passives, it says that whenever the boss gets blind, charmed, or fear, he gets thwarted transmission for 10 seconds, which means he's gonna do 30% less damage. So ideally, you want to have Gum cast this as often as possible, right? So that he can do that blind on the boss, which means the boss is gonna do less damage. That's why it's gonna be really important in this team. But let me run this team and let me pretty much explain the way that this team is actually going. So this team has a few things that are worth keeping in mind, and that's the fact that some of them, you're gonna see 3 people over here, Okadir, Velocia, and Oster. They're pretty much going full YOLO. The only ones that I have on a timing are going to be Losenia and Gum. Now, the reason why Losenia is on a timing is because I tried my best to push her to have her ultimate on a 15-second recharge time, so that she can always have her ultimate casted when those projectiles pop. Because if she does that, she's going to be landing that Witch's Remains on them. So obviously, we're going to be doing a ton more damage. Now, the thing that I do with Gum is I only made Gum go a little bit later at like 25 or something like that. Then he goes full YOLO. Pretty much, I wanted to make sure that when he does his ultimate for the first time, he lands that Crown of the Unclean. He lands that defense penalty 1, so that we get that extra misstep on the boss, so we do more damage. Now, there's another thing happening in this team that's a little bit trickier, more quirky, and maybe not impossible, but really hard to land. And that's going to be landing that recharge speed penalty whenever a debuff lands on us. You see, Gum got a debuff, he didn't land it. So, unfortunately, I have not found a way where I can do that so we can land it early on. But still, it's something that during the fight, right, as soon as we, keep doing more damage to these, let's see, okay, we landed now, right? So pretty much there's a basic piece of gear on Gum that says that when he is debuffed, there's a 50% chance that he lands a recharge speed penalty on the enemy. And that's actually happening on those magic projectiles, goes on the boss, which means now he's up to 7 stacks, right? So it's a little bit quirky. Now you see that, for example, Losenia kind of goes a little bit out of tune. That's a little bit of the RNG, unfortunately. But the way that I try to do it with Losenia is I try to give her a ton of skill haste, But not only that, the other thing that I tried to do to make her get down to that 15 second as reliably as possible is I tried to give her high resist. So when those projectiles explode, you saw that she resisted it. I tried to give her high resist as well, so she can try and keep that 15-second rotation. That's really important, right? Because if you do that, then you can put the defense penalty, the big version, right? The witches remains twice. Once when the projectiles happen and another time a little bit later in the fight. If you can also, you know what, you can maybe forego that and just make her go on a 30-second rotation, but I feel like maybe we would lose a lot of damage from that, or I don't know, maybe I need to try a little bit to test that more. But you see that we're doing good. We're at 250 million. Now we had a little bit of either bad RNG or it might have just been the rotation. You saw that the boss did that big ultimate, it smacked us where there wasn't that thwarted thingy, there wasn't the attack penalty on, but still, 1 minute and 30 seconds where we survived, 256 million damage. I think that's pretty solid. I'm pretty happy again, considering I don't have Vitar, considering I don't have high inspirations on people. The only one that I've inspired one is, as you see over here, Losenia. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I have any other inspirations I could give people. I think that's about it. So, considering the fact that that's all I have, I'm pretty happy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. But let's have a look at the builds and let's have a look at the talents. So for talents, I went like this for roster. Then Losenia, same thing. Then Okadir, I kind of swapped it out. I kind of gave him this one. Maybe I should do the same thing for her, right? Because she inflicts a ton of frost. So every time, you know, every 10th frost that she lands, she can do an explosion or do more damage. So that can be helpful. Then we have Felocia. I kind of gave Felocia this, right? Stand United, because I gave her a ton of resist alongside giving her a ton of enlightenment, which she needs. The reason why I give her a ton of resist and this one is so she can share some of the resistance with Losenia, like I mentioned, so Losenia can try and get that reach SP penalty resisted, so she stays on a 15-second rotation. Then the last one's going to be Gum. For Gum, the only thing that's important is this one over here extends the debuff duration by 2 seconds, because you obviously want to try and have that attack penalty. Even though it's the small version of this, it's still, you know, it's helpful. You want to have that extended as much as possible. Now let's look at the build. So we're going to start with Gum. There's a quirky set in here that's going to be really helpful. So first of all, like I said, we have the Witches, the Crown of the Unclean. This one's going to land defense penalty 1. So this one is going to count again as a different unique debuff that's going to give boss that extra misstep, which means we're going to do more damage. But the other two things I did was, one, I gave him fight poison with poison. So as the fight progresses and we don't kill the projectiles, when one of them, you know, when they explode, that the ones that are in line with him explode and debuff him, there's a chance that he lands this, which means another stack of that misstep, so we can try and, again, keep pushing the damage as much as we can. And another thing that's really important, or at least was really helpful, because this team does not have any healer, right? So because we don't have any healer, I gave Gum the Crescent Ward, which says, when casting a skill, a battle skill or ultimate skill, the wearer heals the ally with the lowest current HP for 5% HP and 1000 enlightenment. So it's going to be 5% off of his HP and also 1000% off of his enlightenment. So that's going to be really, really helpful over there, just to try and top up a little bit that HP when things become a bit tricky. But obviously try and give him the accuracy to land his debuffs and then just push as much HP as you can. That's what I personally did. Then we have Okadir. Okadir is kind of like a pseudo damage build / support, but he works just fine, as you noticed. He's running the Mark of the Ice Calamity, so the one of the exclusive frost artifacts, because you know what? He does a ton of frost, so that boosts his damage by a lot. Then he's also running a Brotherhood Spirit. It's pretty much a damage build. You see crit rate, crit damage, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, and then that one was complemented with the Strike the Unprepared. Same principle, make sure you give him enough accuracy, so around 230, 240 at least, to land his frost and his debuffs. And then after that, just give him as much damage as you can. Crit rate, crit damage, attack percent. Next one's going to be Felocia. She's going to be in a Puppeteer inspiration. This one's going to help us go more often, at least all the 4 frost people. But then at the same time, it should help Losenia be on that 15-second rotation. Without this one, it's kind of tough to keep Losenia there. But this is the one that I'm using. Alongside Devout Prayer, 100% you want to have a Devout Prayer on Felocia, because she puts a ton of shields, right? She puts shields on the battle skill, shield on the ultimate, and I think over here as well, right? So this is when, while the hero is alive, 15% of the damage taken by ally will be converted to a shield. So, tons of shields. She's all about that. She's the queen of shielding. So Devout Prayer boosting the damage is going to be really important. Now, when it comes to the artifact, I'm using Aurelian Vest because, again, she put a ton of shields, so I feel like this one's the best option. I've not tried a ton of other ones, but this is the one that I feel does really good. I guess you can try and put this as well, the Prismatic Cloak, so you can reflect on the recharge speed penalty, and then maybe put something else on Gum over here, but you know what, because it happened so late, this one's not as useful. You're better off having this damage mitigation from the shields. Or you know what, if you don't have this one, but you have Elminster's artifact, you can always go with that because it gives you more enlightenment, extends duration of the shields, so this one's going to be really useful as well. Next one, Losenia. So Losenia's 100% going to be Witch's Remains, right? Because her ultimate does lots of damage over time, so she's going to be the perfect candidate for the Witch's Remains. For damage boosting and for helping her again, everything trying to get her on that 15-second rotation, I gave her an Emissary's Whisper because gives her 20 skill haste plus whenever she does a debuff, 10% more damage for all of our team. So this is going to be kind of like the best thing for her. Then I gave her a Crit Rate Glove in Strike the Unprepared because she does a bit of damage. And then you see I have like accuracy resist. It's not ideal, but it's the best I could get with also trying to squeeze some damage in there. And it works just fine, right? Because we have 199 plus what we have from the what's it called? The Outer World boosts plus the Elemental Affinity plus the resistance that Velosa shared. She should hopefully be resisting it most of the time. Maybe the accuracy is a little bit low, so I should try and see if I can boost it much, but I'm really low on these tempering things. I've been using a ton of them, so you know, that's the best I got, that's what it works with, and it's okay. Due to like I said, I'm doing over 250 million, so I'm happy with that. Then we have the last one, which is going to be Oster, the main damage dealer of the team. He's running the Ring of Winter. I think this is the best thing for him that you have. If you don't have that one, you can give him Whisper of the Consumer, or the Horseshoe would be amazing on him as well, because it gives him lots of crit damage, decreases his attack speed as well, right, for 10 seconds, and he does a ton of damage with his basic attack. Then when it comes to the gear, he's running Fearless Challenge, then a Bloodshade Mark, then Imposing Presence. He's going to be at max HP most of the time, and then he's also running a Strike the Unprepared. Now, one thing that you can try and do, maybe if you see that you're not surviving as much and it's problematic, you can swap this Imposing Presence chestplate with the one that does healing. Let me see, what was it called again? Ancestral Guidance, right? You can give him an Ancestral Guidance one. Same thing for maybe Losenia. Same thing for Okadir. If you see that you're struggling to survive a lot and you're dying a lot faster, because again, there's no healer in the team, you can try and give all of them, or at least the 3 damage dealer, you can try and give them a piece of Ancestral Guidance, and then that should be able to keep them alive. Obviously, you're going to be losing some damage from not having Strike the Unprepared. But this team is pretty decent, right? Does really okay. I'm really happy with this damage. I hope it helps you guys. Hope it gives you an idea of what you can build. Again, if you have Vitar, 100% put Vitar instead of Oster, and you should be getting yourself, I think, close to 300 million, if not a lot more. But we're going to leave it at this for today. Thank you for watching. As always, if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next. Again, don't forget support using code OddOne that you see over there at the top, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.